I'm just trying to figure out my
Position yourself.
Well, it's my mom. She's
Positioning?
Really but she's very unstable.
The best positioning, that's why I don't have any speakers over there. Even though there might be some people over there, they're going to migrate this way. It's right there on that sidewalk, right here on this sidewalk, in the shade over there, that one little tree. You know.
She wants to see him come out of the tree. She used to work horses, so she's removing her glory days.
Yeah.
So she just wants to, she wanted me to find out where she wants to watch them come out of the tree.
Okay.
So this spot, like, she would see them.
Yeah, I would put her back in the shade on the sidewalk.
When you started?
We got a few more minutes to go.
How long does it take you to hitch them? From like when they come out of there until you're out of here?
We can do it as fast as 15 minutes. But generally we shoot for a half hour to an hour, depending on what's going on.
Alright.
Because we get here early, so we're never late. Serving in the National Guard. A lot of people don't know that in World War II, two major things happened with Budweiser and the military effort. This is the only time since April 7th, 1933, which was the inception of Clydesdales, that the Clydesdales ever stopped touring for 4 years. To help, as soon as we heard there was a rationing for fuel and rubber, we halted it. We love to show our support to the American people, but showing our support to our men and women in uniform was way more important to us than taking the Clydesdales around. So we halted that for those 4 years. And then also something called the Bush-Schultz engine, which is a Budweiser patent. That went to power submarines. It's a diesel engine design. And it's just one of these things that, you know, there's all this history around it. Like, we were asked, the US government says, hey, if you brew beer, we want 10% of what you brew to give to our boys on the front line. We said, well, 10% sounds like not enough. We're going to pledge at least 15% of everything we brew. There was no beer in California. West Coast was dry. We didn't have enough beer to supply here because we wanted to make sure those fighting for our freedom weren't thirsty. And we couldn't give them in those golden, bright, golden and chrome cans that we had them in. We had to give them something that when they were drinking their beer on the front line wasn't going to give away their position. Bright, shiny can says, hey, I'm over here. That doesn't sound safe. That doesn't sound like good support. So that was one of the first military-style cans, like those Camel bottles you see. Well, those first cans were then, and it was an olive drab can. Yep, olive drab and black. Yeah, there's a lot to it. It's just our support and our American pride is who we are.
Was it Budweiser that bottled water after the hurricane?
We've been, oh yes. Yep, we've been canning water for a great number of years. Since the San Francisco fire, we've been pairing with Red Cross and bottling our own water. Since brewing Budweiser demands the purest quality of water, we're going to use that facility. We're going to stop beer production as soon as we hear. Lines stop, coming to a screeching halt. Everything's purged, everything's clean. All the bottles are pushed offline, and we bring in the water cans. Water is canned and distributed immediately. Yeah. Like when the hurricanes hit in Florida, when they hit in Texas, we were there. We were delivering the Texas brewery, our Houston brewery. It was able to stay dry enough that even some of the employees were able to stay there because they weren't able to go back home. They were stuck in. So we take out parts of the tour center and make it a living quarters for them so they can stay safe. Military, keeping America safe, providing support to those who need it. It's something that we take a lot of pride in. I mean, since Folds of Honor's been with us, we've donated over $15 million in scholarships. We deliver some of those scholarships with this wagon, with these horses. That is honestly my favorite part of my job. There's lots of things that'll change you in this world, but being able to give thanks to the surviving members, and you know, that'll change you. it'll change you. You know, you get that recipient on top of the wagon, you give them a ride in honor and remembrance of their fallen loved one. It's around town, you can see everybody coming out of their houses, waving, cheering. You know, you get a lot of service members who will salute you as you drive by, and it's just, it gets you. It gets you every time. We pair with, you know, Habitat for Humanity. We'll take some of our distributors, we'll do it in our own breweries, we'll take parts of the parking lot and we'll prefabricate with our own volunteer time from our workers. We get done working a 12-hour shift at the brewery, we just go to the parking lot and we start building houses for 8 hours. And we'll just start prefabbing everything we can, so that way we're providing the labor and the material, and Habitat for Humanity just has to pick up the sections of the house, drive it there, and assemble it. You know, there's so much that we do just to try to give back. Like today on our Facebook page for Budweiser, you know, showing support for one of our employees who's started the Susan G. Komen race for the cure. She helped get that all started in St. Louis. And I believe that was 99 that started. And it's like, you know, today's her birthday. So there's a lot that...
My name is Tom. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to flag me down. I'll be happy to answer any and all of those questions for you today. A piece. It's going to take 2 crew members, a total of 8 hours polishing up all of that harness. It's comprised of black patent, white linen stitching, and of course that bright shining brass. Each one is custom fit per Clydesdale. About 15 quarts of custom blended grain, and drinking about 40 gallons of water.
I couldn't play down.
Big one? Do you think you can ride that? Grandma would like, Grandma would be jealous.
One more time, that is king. And he's going to be the right body position. Shoes are they? Well, if you've ever seen dinner plate, that's about the size of a Clydesdale shoe or a man's chest. They're fairly large, coming in about 5 pounds of steel per shoe. We are going to fly our farrier out to us, no matter where we're at in the nation, every 6 weeks to give these guys that custom shoe treatment. Coming in about 18 hands, 2 inches tall, weighing in around 2,200 pounds.
Can I come up here by me? Oh, where do you want to stand in front of that? That one they've taken out of here now?
Oh yeah. You gotta love your job. How do you not?
In about 18 hands, 1 inch tall. Tip in the scales around 2,100 pounds.
These are going to push this they're going to pull that wagon all over town.
Got a couple of good questions. One question was, how many horses can you fit per trailer? One trailer will travel 4 horses, and our portable stalls, as we sometimes need those, they're all custom fit, custom made trailers. So they design for the horses priority. And another trailer is going to travel 6 Clydesdales. And then, of course, this trailer over here with all the harness in it will also travel the wagon.
They're big, aren't they, buddy?
Clydesdales are going to be training for about 5 years before they make it onto the road. That training is going to start from day 1 at our Warm Springs Ranch breeding farm. From there, they're going to make their way over to Grant's Farm in St. Louis, Missouri, and that's our behavior training facility where they're going to hone in their behavior, that excellent manners that you see here today. Then they're going to make their way to Merrimack, New Hampshire for our driving school. Just because you can pull, we need you to pull the best that you can. We're going to hone in those natural abilities.
Yeah, you want to go up there and sit?
I heard my name. Yes, ma'am.
Second row back, side.
Middle. Middle.
Are you sure?
Okay. Got that last minute. How taller he is than these men.
Sparky coming in about 18 hands, 1 inch tall. Tipping the scales around 2,100 pounds.
All the way back,
I talked about that behavior, how well behaved they are. If you look closely, these guys are not. They are not hooked up to the wagon yet. They're just standing there waiting to be hitched.
Wow.
A very common question is, what's a hand? A hand is a unit of measurement equal to 4 inches, is also a very good way to ask a question.
These are all males.
Yes, ma'am. All geldings.
And how about the females?
We do not bring any females on the road. They do not work.
They don't do the work like this.
No, ma'am. They got the hard job of making babies.
And then how much is a baby weigh?
My favorite stats. If you're a mom, I'm sorry. They're coming in about 170 pounds at birth and stand about 3.5 foot tall after 11 months of gestation. And this is a real heavy work.
How many teams are these two?
Yeah. Okay.
I beg your pardon?
How many teams are there?
3 traveling teams.
My mom had a question on safety. What is it all? You still see famous fans?
Oh, here's yours.
Belly girl. That one's handsome. Every city though is the same campus that works. I call some guys, they got the ball rolling. I got one permit, then they told me I needed another permit, then they told me I needed another permit. And then I had to do a meter bag off. And then I just had to do a bus permit. And then I called the guys out.
Up to that wagon. Let me tell you about that wagon. That wagon is a 1903 Studebaker wagon, coming in at 7,000 pounds. It is truly a historic wagon that has delivered more beer than I think any of us have ever seen. And we're going to do some more beer deliveries with that wagon here today. It's truly a historic event. I want to say thank you guys so much for coming out. If you have any questions, feel free to just raise your hand. I'll be happy to answer them for you. In just a few moments, we will have our drivers out here in that iconic white and green uniform.
Side of the street next to Riverside Liquor, we are going to need you to move your car so we can get the Clydesdales on through. So if you're parked over there on that side, please take a moment. We're not going to leave quite yet. You got time to move your car and make it on back. Thank you guys. Use our hashtag #FollowTheHitch because believe it or not, we do look at those photos and sometimes I share it with the Clydesdales. Like, hey buddy, look at you, you're looking good today. So feel free to take those photos, and then if you could, please make your way off the street and onto the sidewalks, just so that way we have a clear path for when we are ready, so that we can get accident or something was to happen, that we get patched up or A-okay. We appreciate you guys and all of your hard work every day. And an absolutely very, very important note on behalf of Budweiser Clydesdale, our most important thank you. If I can have everyone's attention just for a second, I just want to say thank you to all of our military. Thank you to all of our veterans from the bottom of our hearts. We are proud to serve those who serve. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. We just had Memorial Day, and I just want to encourage you guys to keep that thought in your mind. And thank everybody. And don't just thank those who made it back, but keep in memory of those who did not.
And even
Love it too. It is, they love the trooper.
I mean, it's great though. It's great. Yeah, who got
part is? Your favorite part of it all?
Yeah, bring the
Well, because I'm a horsewoman, I own horses, I'd have to say it's the fun.
yeah, bring the frogs back.
The one, Missouri, that's the one that I've been to. The one that's southwest of St. Louis.
You're talking about Grant's Farm?
Dennis Farm or something. We were just talking about that inside. It's been a number of years. Is it in
Because
Boonesville or whatever?
now that's Warm Springs Ranch.
Oh, that's
in,
one.
in
I
Boonville.
was right.
Yep. About an hour.
So, they're all geldings. They're all, they come from several different farms. And then-
We're breeding all at Warm Springs.
but then there's only certain ones that are picked
Yep.
because there are specific markings.
Specific markings
Yep.
and passing the classes.
Yep, there you go.
We're staying right on the corner of the track.
Oh, are you? Cool. Yeah, because I know Saturday you guys are going to be out
Saturday
there.
we're hitching there, but that's where we're stable at. The little event center room in the back. That's where we're at.
That's why I'm down here too.
You have to have the black tail and black mane. You have to have the white stockings and feathers. You have to have the bay coat. So like the white lace. You gotta have those aesthetics. Then you gotta pass 5 years of school.
That's as we say, there was yeah.
So it's like initial training is at Warm Springs Ranch, dog handling, all that fun stuff. Then we gotta go to Grant's Farm for behavior training. We're gonna spend 3 years of that. So that way they're like always on cue. They're always being very respectful, very responsive, very gentlemen, right?
Yep.
These are gentlemen gelding. They have to be the epitome of respect.
That's right.
And
That's true.
understanding. So as you can see, they'll just kind of
They're all
very at attention.
And
as far as
that's
the horse
the
goes.
reason why they use geldings, right, Lori? Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys have?
So we have two. We have yep. I'm telling you.
dog. Where's the dog?
It's on vacation. What? Oh, did you get? Oh.
Well, what about Dave for dog?
So we have Delino. Yeah, Coolers Cross.
Oh, fun.
Yes. So he's beautiful. He does it all. He does cattle. He does. I did have a big gelding though that we broke to drive, team and single. I used to drive all over the place. I can hook him up all by myself and just go to.
That's awesome.
It is. Yep. So